Eat my pumpkin cream cold brew. Like the
I've
little.
not I've not had one of those this season,
Oh God!
but I think you've had enough for the both of us, though.
Last year it was bad. Last year
I don't know if it's
it.
that much better this year, Jason.
No. Oh, just early in the season.
Like, let's be honest.
Mr. Mills, good morning.
Good morning. We have exciting news today too.
God, now I have that song stuck in my head, Haley.
He's in
Jellicles can't bench.
at least it's not the farmer and the cowman.
Haley likes to play bad musical songs from musicals and send them to me. Good morning, everybody.
Well, it's funny because you literally know the reason that's on my list.
I mean, I was in Oklahoma in high school, right?
You know that I was in Oklahoma in high school.
Oh, wow. Well, I was in the band. So
It is my least favorite show
my least favorite show.
that I've been in.
Yeah.
That I've been in. I have to rephrase that.
My least favorite show, just in time for Kathleen to be here, has got to be Cats.
To watch his cat.
It's so bad. It is so terrible.
Hands on a cruise. Do you know how happy I am that like her and Emmy are on this cruise? Like
I
especially
know.
Emmy. I'm so happy that Emmy got on a ship.
Kathleen, the text is small, but I think I see a rolling eye emoji there. I know.
There is.
The font's like this big on my Mac. Hey, Ann, yes. Oh, I'm so jealous. So jealous.
Lisa Arnest from Kenya. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Whew. I feel like we've already been live for a while, but I look over and it's only been like 2 minutes.
I don't know. I think this pumpkin cream cold brew is making me a little punchy this morning.
A little punchy. Oh. I got the Starbucks pumpkin spice cold brew concentrate and I even watered it out and it is a lot. Like
So
those
what?
flavors
Hey,
can be
Polly.
overdone.
So I love it's the topping that I love, like the
pumpkin cream.
yeah. Oh my gosh, I just love it.
You can
Love
make
it.
that at home, right?
That's a lie. Emmy, live from Oasis.
Emmy!
Hello, Emmy.
We were just talking about you. Hi,
Okay.
Polly.
Okay. Kathleen's just begging to be booted out of this thing. She rolled her eyes at me. She loves cats. Now she's saying pumpkin spice in its lane.
Kathleen, pumpkin spice latte-esque things are actually, and I mean, I'm a very basic white woman here, but like, it is not my favorite fall drink. I am more of a salted caramel mocha if I'm in the mood for a treat coffee. I don't know. Like, I love doing like apple cider donuts. I love making pumpkin bread, but for some reason, I'm not all around the coffee. I'm not like team PSL completely. I like it, but I'm not like. So your Debbie Blahnik's in here, Darnell's in here. Making sure salted caramel is Anne's favorite and Polly. See, Pam, yes. Team salted caramel. Jason can sit over there with his pumpkin cream cold brew.
That's fine. I just know what the number one drink of the year every year at Starbucks is, so I'll just relish the fact that I'm right.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough being right all the time. I mean, I'm used to it, but it's a heavy burden.
Is that between me, myself, and I?
Yeah. Pumpkin beer. I don't really. I'm not a beer drinker. I don't like beer at all. So I don't.
Actually, that's actually a really big beer up here. So back where I grew up in Utica, there's a brewery called Saranac, and they do a big pumpkin beer every year. I don't drink it. I think it's kind of gross, but people go wild for it. Like they can't keep it on the shelves.
My brother likes it. So Pam, I had the apple crisp iced macchiato, and I didn't really love it. I think I could have made a better one. It just
I want to try the apple crisp in the chai form though.
Oh, I think I could have made an apple crisp better. Like it needed more cinnamon. I maybe would have added like some cinnamon syrup to it. Maybe like some cinnamon like on the top. Like I could have made a better one.
Lindsay, which cruise is she getting on? Getting on the CDC cruise on
Liberty of the
Liberty of the
Seas.
Seas. Sorry, I read it as lots. I was like, what is lots?
LB. Guys, we have to teach you the 2-letter abbreviation.
That's what I'm used to.
Yeah, Liberty is LB. Every ship has a 2-letter abbreviation.
So exciting.
Liberty is LB.
Hi, Liz. Good morning. I'll make sure I start good morning to everybody in here because we're going to get started in 3 minutes. We have very, very exciting news today. Josh, I said good morning to you and Brian, right? Trying to make sure I did.
It's okay, Lindsay. Some of them are weird. Like Edge is EG, which is kind of weird.
Good morning from Miami. Good morning. Good morning. You know what's even crazier is when you look at airport codes. Jason and I have this conversation frequently.
A lot of airport codes make sense. Miami, MIA, Fort Lauderdale, FLL, JFK is JFK. Like a lot of them make sense. Nashville, BNA, like only because NAS is
Nassau, Bahamas.
Which when I was flying to the Bahamas and back for the adventure, I got very confused. Like BNA to NAS. I was like, wait, where am I going?
Exactly. MCO is Orlando. And Jason and I had this conversation because you were like, oh man, I need an airport code for this. And I was like, oh, it's blah, blah, blah. And you were just like, how'd you know that? When I actually did my degree, like my degree, I had to take my first semester was domestic and North American air ticketing. And then it was international destinations was the next one and airport codes.
So Pam tried a lot like Nashville BNA. It's something like Bakersfield Nashville Airport or something. Like it's about a name.
Yeah, like Rochester here it's ROC. But then like you have New Orleans, which is MSY.
Well, the funny thing is started on the Canadian airport codes.
Oh yeah, they all begin with like Y.
YYX.
Like YY Toronto.
Yeah. Right. So MCO, I know that one. Is it New Orleans? Like
hi, Richard.
What's New Orleans?
New Orleans is MSY.
MSY. Okay, that's right. MSY. But MSP is Minneapolis St. Paul, but that one makes sense.
You know what gets really tricky too is when you get into kind of like the Caribbean, Mexico and stuff, when you have like St. Thomas, St. Croix, like you have all the S's in there, it gets a little sloppy.
Yeah.
One more minute.
So Emmy, I don't know if you can hear us well on the Oasis. Do you have your Canadian airport codes memorized, or are you being a Berryfield, Nashville? Yes. Thank you, Rich. Yeah, I should probably know that because you
probably should.
I live here, but
small details, little details. So guys, make sure before we get started here at the top of the hour, whatever platform you're watching this on, if it's HAPS, if it's on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you're watching from, make sure you give this a share. We want to keep growing our community because we did officially hit over 500 people in our Today in Travel community. So very, very exciting. And now we're on the road to 1,000, right, Jason? That's the next goal.
I love it. I love it. And I like Emmy's response. She says she knows American airport codes better than her Canadian airport codes.
Well, I'm sure, Emmy, correct me if I'm wrong, you probably do a lot more out of BUF instead of YYZ. We get a lot of Ontario, especially Toronto, Niagara Falls area, that'll come down across the border and go over in Buffalo, which is like 45 minutes for me.
Wow, yeah. Well, Haley, it is 1 minute after the top of the hour. Let's get this going. Guys, it's Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern time, which means it is Today in Travel. We bring you all the news about the worldwide of travel, not just cruising. We talk hotels, we talk resorts, we talk airlines, we talk credit card rewards, we talk about it all. I am Jason Poole, one of the co-hosts in Today in Travel. I'm a travel advisor with Cruise Planners, an American Express travel representative. My passion is cruising, but I love talking land resorts in the Caribbean. I love talking land vacations in Europe. And my other co-host here, she is a hotel expert,
I was waiting for you to
blogger.
say snob.
No, video blogger, social media curator. Good morning, Haley.
Good morning. I live in the hotel space because, I need a hobby. I've been in hotels for 14 years, own a hotel company, and do all that fun blogging stuff that Jason says. I love all forms of travel. So we are here every Tuesday, like Jason said, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central. I always really think about that when I say it. And we have some very, very exciting news today. And I'm going to start off with the first part, which Jason and I didn't move up on our sheet. But there is going to be a special broadcast this Thursday.
Oh my gosh.
And this isn't even all the news today. Special broadcast. We found out late last week that we got an invitation to join the Scarlet Lady in New York City for an evening adventure. It's about a 7 to 8 hour adventure. We're going to have dinner, see a show, get to explore the ship. So there is going to be some live broadcasting from myself, Ken Jarvis, Cruise Life Rick. I told Jarvis he's going to be broadcasting a bit more because I need to take photos and video, but
I am not jealous or salty at all about this.
Not at all.
Not at all. I won't be going live to try to get viewers to not watch you. I promise. I promise.
So make sure you don't join Jason's live and let him sit there in his own pouty self with the martini. No doubt.
Oh my gosh. No, I am so excited for you to give us a sneak peek of Virgin Voyages. Guys, if you don't know, Virgin Voyages is a brand new cruise line. They launched in the pandemic. Worst timing ever for Scarlet Lady. They already have a second ship rating. Valiant Lady. And they are doing something very different.
Quite a few things.
Like adults only is the main thing. 18 plus, no exceptions. I want to have my kid, they'll be 17. No exceptions. It is a cruise line for they're just going after a different segment of the market. Like you get like a little like sex goodie bag in your room. It is just a different experience for a different type of clientele. And I am so excited. I think the market needs a shake up. I think we need something for adults only.
I think it's very specialized. Like it's very direct.
Right. So now that the pandemic is over, we like the Virgin Hotel. They're more manageable. The Virgin Hotel in Nashville is doing all sorts of hip parties. So Virgin in Nashville is like becoming pretty popular. And so I cannot wait to see it. What are the hours on Thursday?
From Polly, did you just say sex guinea pig? Everybody's questioning this.
I did. No, seriously. It has guys, sorry if there's kids in here. It has lubrication, condoms. They're just going after.
Fun and safe go hand in hand.
Absolutely. They're going after a different type of clientele. And, look, even if you don't need a sex goodie bag, go on the ship with an open mind. Have fun, right? Virgin's not for free.
There's a tattoo parlor on board. They don't do drink packages. That's another.
They do not. Right, but they say they don't want a ship full of drunken sailors. So I do get it. They say the prices will be reasonable. We'll see if they stick to their guns on that. We'll see. We'll see.
There are some key things like in their app. You can be anywhere on the ship, and if you jingle the app, they'll bring you a bottle of champagne.
I love it.
I think it's neat. I'm so anxious to see. They have like a diner that's 24/7. The food concepts differently. We are going to be eating dinner in the Wake, which is the seafood and steak restaurant. So
there's no There's no like dining room. All the venues are complimentary or included, right? So you don't have to worry. There's no dining package you have to buy. Gratuities are included. Wi-Fi is included. So there's no hunting down for a
Fitness
Wi-Fi.
classes are included too.
Right. So I am just super, super excited for Virgin. I'm telling you, I think there are some cruise lines that need to watch out. Virgin is going after a demographic, and I think they're going to be very successful. So, Thursday night, what time though do the festivities begin?
So we board at 3:30 and we
Okay.
get off at like 10:30ish.
Okay.
So
Okay.
somewhere in there, I think dinner's at 6, the show is at 8. So
Okay.
um
Okay.
just some
I
juju there.
cannot wait. Cannot wait.
That's not even our biggest news today either.
No, but I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited. So Thursday night, follow Haley and everybody.
Yep. So we got the agenda going for today, and make sure you guys take a note of second from the bottom. We're announcing something today.
Oh.
First topic.
All right. So a few of the news, you guys have heard these things. The CDC is adding some more popular destinations to the list of high risk for COVID, encouraging people to not travel. Grenada's on there. St. Kitts and Nevis is on there. Serbia, Albania. So you have to cancel your trip to Albania, unfortunately. So guys, like with any, I mean, this is, we keep talking about this every week. Just, measure your own risk, get vaccinated, and travel if you want.
Yep. It's all at your own risk, and keep in mind there are places here in the United States that are higher risk than other places in the world.
Like Nashville. Anyways.
No Maskville.
no Maskville. But so this is interesting, right? So
this is a good topic. I'm very anxious to talk about this topic.
So Dr. Fauci, the leading health expert in the country, was recently asked if what he thought about vaccine requirements to fly domestically, and he said he would be in favor of it. People went nuts.
Bananas.
Press Secretary Jen Psaki said, look, it's not something we're planning, but we're not saying it's off the table. They're hoping the new requirement for companies that have over 100 people be vaccinated or get tested. President Biden is requiring all federal workers, there's like 80 million federal workers to be vaccinated. So they're hoping that will lower some of the spread. But I think it should be noted that the 3 legacy carrier CEOs, so the Delta, American, United CEOs, all came out against this. They said it will make TSA lines longer. They're already facing a manpower shortage, which we will get to in a moment. Yep. So the airlines are against it, and I do understand why the airlines are against it, because there's not been any major COVID outbreak linked to an airplane. So I don't know if you guys know this, but like each section of the airplane, the air pretty much stays contained in that one section of the airplane. Everyone's wearing a mask.
Oh, and like 50% of the air is from outside, and the other 50% gets recycled through hospital like operating room grade.
Right. So so they are going to increase the fines for people not wearing their mask correctly at the airport and on airplanes. So I mean, I'm in favor of it. The Surgeon General came out against it and said unvaccinated people might need to travel in an emergency, and I do understand that. I do get that. But something to keep an eye on, if more people don't get vaccinated, I think we're going to start seeing more stringent measures put in place. And
I think that's a great point, because that's where I said, like, personally, like, I'm sick of the people dragging their feet. Like, personally, I'm just like, get it done. Let's go. Let's fly. Logistically, it's a nightmare. Like, I agree with the the three legacy carriers, it's a
Yeah,
nightmare.
it,
U.S.
it, it would
Travel
be a nightmare.
Association doesn't want it for domestic travel, but I almost feel like I would be comfortable with even some more testing requirements prior to flying.
Yeah,
Like I could see that
but
coming down the pipeline
right, but there's like
if you're not vaccinated.
right, right. So yeah, I would almost be okay with that, right? It's the you have to be vaccinated or show a negative test, right? I could be on board with that world, but right now, no news. We're just reporting what is being discussed in the travel community, and the majority of Americans though are in favor of this, which I think the 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 politics is on the side of more vaccine requirements than against it.
Oh,
So
it is. And I mean, and these poor, I mean, we deal with it in hotels, but like, somebody in the comment section, their son works at an airport, and these poor airline and airport workers are just getting
yeah,
abused
yep.
left and right over this stuff. Josh, they can get in a car and drive.
Oh, all right. Well,
Oh my
moving
goodness.
on.
But, I think that was a good topic, though,
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So
relating to that topic.
So this is interesting. So Haley can probably speak about this with more authority, but in the hospitality industry, we are seeing a major labor shortage. We're seeing it also in the transportation industry. You go to the airport, there's longer lines than normal, bags taking longer. So the hospitality industry is facing it more than I think even the transportation industry is facing it. Haley, what do you think's going on here? Okay, the 30 to 60-second version.
30 to 60-second version. I think it's a slight combination of what the pay is versus what the job is.
Yeah.
Um, you know, People don't want to go work jobs that are paying $30,000 a year when they're being cursed at, screamed at just for enforcing policies. Like it's just not this. There's a big like quality of life situation that's
Yeah.
coming in right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
That's a big part of it. I mean, there is that issue with some of the government subsidizing for unemployment, the child
Hmm.
tax credit, where people are still making more money and not wanting to come back to work. I have so many general managers for the hotels that my company supports that are covering night audit shifts, that are cleaning rooms. Like we have a particular hotel in our portfolio that has 140 rooms. They are only operating 80 of those rooms because that's all that they can staff enough to have cleaned on a consistent basis. And
Okay.
that is not uncommon right now. Like it is a huge problem. And, people like to comment on the whole unemployment thing. Well, I think there's a hand of that. A lot of it is, these people aren't making a lot of money to deal with people screaming about not wearing their masks right,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
doing what they're supposed to, complaining that breakfast isn't normal, that there's still COVID procedures, so not all of the amenities are available. Like it was a demanding job pre-pandemic. You're dealing with people's basic needs for food, sleep, and
Right.
people are grumpy with that anyways. This just escalates it. And I mean, I can't tell you, over 14 years, I've been spit at, I've been assaulted working a front desk. Like, and to throw this on top of it, I can't imagine. And people are just working with very bare bones staff. So again, keep that in mind. I'm not saying everything's right, but that's just the reality of what we're working with.
Well, the next news is we're ending on a positive note.
Yes. Well, what do you think it
So
is?
I
Before we
agree with
move on.
everything. I think with everything you said. I think they'll have to raise wages to get people to come do the job, which is going to raise hotel rates.
Yeah.
So I think rates are going up. That's what I think, but I'm not the expert. You are. So guys, this is some good news. By the end of September, half of the global cruising fleet will be in service. So there are 410 cruise ships in the world from like the mainstream, what we call cruise ships, and 5 of those, so exactly half, are expected to be in the water by the end of September. Right now, there's a little shy of 200 in the water right now. So this is exciting news. Cruising is back, minus the first Carnival sailing or two. There have not been major outbreaks on
There
cruise
really
ships.
hasn't.
There haven't been. That first Carnival sailing or two was I mean, it's kind of hard to imagine when you put a ship full of people, no mask requirements, no vaccine requirements, there would be an outbreak. I mean, it's shocking.
That could serve themselves at the buffet.
Serve yourself at the buffet with no bacon. So, so I think this is fantastic news. Cruising is back. I've done 3. You've done 3.
Yeah.
Right? I've done 3. You've done
Yeah.
3. So cruising is back, guys. Some of our watchers or viewers right now are currently on cruise ships. I have clients on cruise ships now every week. It's great to be calling clients like every day, talking about their cruise coming up next week. So cruising is back. It's only getting better. I feel safer on a cruise ship than I do at home.
Well,
Right?
yes,
I mean,
where
it's
you live.
yeah. I mean, it's safer to be on a cruise ship than to go to a bar in Nashville. So it is back. It is great, and that's the news.
All right, our question of the day. Jason, what are the biggest misconceptions about travel that you've seen in your job as a travel agent?
So, as a travel agent, I get um, a bunch of misconceptions. One, as a travel agent from consumers, people think I always cruise for free. That is not true. Like I pay for the most part what you guys pay for the trips. Okay, I'm not doing all these trips for free. I do get free ones occasionally, and I do try to be upfront about that when they are free one, to be transparent. But I really pay for them. So if I'm on a vessel or I'm really supporting a cruise line, it's largely because I believe in it and I put my money where my mouth is. I do get free offers from cruise lines. I turn down all the time. Like I have no desire to sail on cruise line X or Y, right? Misconception. The other misconception I have is that people will spend more money using a travel agent. Guys, in today's age, you shouldn't be spending more money, right? So those are 2 common misconceptions that I see in my world. And the last one is fairly new. People think they can get on board the ship at 10:50 or 11 o'clock a.m. like they used to. People used to always ignore the check-in time. I used to do it. Check-in time's at 3 o'clock. Whatever, I'll be there at 11:30, right? Not anymore. You have to show up at your check-in time. And if you check in late and the earliest time 3 o'clock, get there at 3 o'clock. Should have checked in sooner. So that's kind of a new one. So those are my 3.
Yes. So in the hotel world, one of the biggest things I've had to explain to people is supply and demand.
Okay.
I stayed at your hotel 3 months ago and paid $99. Okay. Well, you're booking a room over graduation weekend and the rate is $209
Right.
because of supply and demand. Another misconception that we get is the people that want to check in early. Now, I'm not talking like 1 o'clock in the afternoon checking in.
I'm that guy.
I'm
that
talking
guy.
about the people that show up between 8 and 10 a.m. And don't get me wrong, there's reasons you need to. I had to do that with the Moxie I stayed at, which there's a video coming out on later. I'm obsessed with the concept. You can't just make that assumption that a room's available. There's so many factors. Like, for example, the hotel sold out the night before. And it depends on what time people check out of their rooms because they have till 11 a.m., 12 o'clock to get out of those rooms.
So here's a question for you.
Okay.
If you're doing an international flight and you land at 10 o'clock in the morning, as is common for international flights, right? You can land at 8 to 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, get to your hotel, you're exhausted in a plane for 10 to 12 hours. Do you recommend booking the night before?
So depending on what time you get in, yes, and I've done it. Like for example, the Conrad Fort Lauderdale Beach, I did a red eye
Okay.
for my Celebrity Infinity cruise and got into Fort Lauderdale at like 4 in the morning.
Right.
Crazy fun.
Okay.
So I booked the night before because at 5 a.m. I didn't want to have to go find breakfast, sit around and wait for my room. You can also call a hotel and negotiate a rate for a day rate as
Okay.
well. That is another option. And frankly, what I do, because like I said, I was that person last week. And I
Right.
was like, look, I know that you can't guarantee me a room, but do you have a place I can put my luggage so that I can go off get
Yes.
breakfast, do something? You cannot make that assumption, especially with low housekeeping staff right now, that there's going to be a room at 9, 10 o'clock in the morning for you.
Right.
I've seen hotel staff getting beat up over that. But those are a couple of the biggest things that I see in my realm of the world.
I think those are good. Those are good.
Now, I know you're really excited for this next slide.
Oh, I am. I love this. So, in full disclosure, Haley told me about this website last night. We were just hanging out, talking on FaceTime, and I said, "Haley, this has to be our travel tip of the day tomorrow." Haley, what is awardhacker.com?
Awardhacker.com. Before I hop to that, I do want to comment on Denise's point. I know we don't hit comments. Denise, we're seeing a lot more of that. Like Jason, for example, the TWA hotel that you stayed at
Mm-hmm.
has an option where you can pay for an earlier check-in time. So I just wanted to
I like
check.
it. I think
And I
okay,
love
yeah.
it. Sorry. Anyways, random. Yeah, so this is great. So one of the things that you need to keep in mind, especially if you're somebody that wants to play with reward points from your credit cards, be it Chase, be it American Express, is sometimes when you're doing like an international flight, like say when I flew to Italy in 2019, my tickets were booked through British Airways, but it was an American Airlines flight.
It was an American medal.
Like it had a British number and it had an
Yep.
American number, but it was
Yep.
the same flight.
Yep.
It was cheaper to book through British than it was American. And one of the great things about this particular website, you don't search by dates. So obviously keep in mind this can fluctuate, but it will tell you the lines that had the cheapest points redemptions for whatever route you put in and whatever class of ticket you put in as well. So it's a great site. I love it. If you're going to points hack, it requires a little bit of work, but if you are interested in spreading your points a bit more, I recommend going sign up for every single hotel rewards program you can. There's a bunch that use Avios, which is like British Airlines, Aer Lingus, Iberia, which are all partners with American. Go sign up for that rewards number. And when you find an actual good flight for that, you just go through their website, transfer your points to whichever,
Right.
airline your credit card has, and you can have cheaper reward tickets. So
I love it. I love it.
I love this.
I am going to use that website. It blew my mind. I'm thankful you showed me.
It's a little bit of work, but it's totally worth it though. So we didn't get a question today, Jason, from the community.
That's okay.
It's okay, it happens. It's actually the first time I think it happened. Although I think Facebook is sharing it a little bit later because we're noticing people commenting. So we might have to put it out on Sundays now, I think, instead of Monday.
Okay, that's fine.
But who's traveling this week? We have John Blahniks on MSC Divina. JJ Cruz is doing, I believe, a back-to-back on Symphony of the Seas. So if you need some cruise juice, let me know. And Emmy, you didn't comment on this, but Emmy's on Oasis with Anne and Polly. So
And Anne is doing a lot of Instagram Live and Facebook Live. So I've caught a couple of Anne stuff. So I'm enjoying seeing her stuff.
Pam, it's so funny that you should mention that. Official. We've been getting asked about this nonstop.
We have been. And so Haley and I were doing a lot of discussion. Haley and I have done a lot of group cruises together, a lot in the Caribbean. Already have some stuff planned in the Caribbean for February of next year with
Hmm.
Virgin. I have a group cruise on Celebrity Beyond in December in the Caribbean, Europe in the summer, transatlantic in Europe in the fall. I was like, we need to do something different.
Yes.
I have never been to Alaska.
And as a
So
travel agent, that's so shocking.
I know. So it just has never happened. So Haley is taking me on the
Dragging. No, just kidding.
dragging. I'm actually really excited about it. Like when you were on the Ovation, it really looked beautiful. Looked beautiful. So we are doing Celebrity Solstice, a 7-night Alaskan cruise round trip out of Seattle on August 12th of next year. I am super, super excited. We've got group rates. They're already a little less than the current prevailing non-refundable rate, and group rates are refundable. So that's really nice. So the website's built. Haley is going to be posting it as soon as we're done with the show, I assume.
Yes.
And I am super, super excited. So you just did Alaska. People loved it. And you want to go back.
I do. Some of my family's actually planning on doing this particular sailing. And Jason and I spent a lot of time deciding on the line, the itinerary. We figured Seattle was best. It was a lot easier for everybody to get to. And, the Solstice, we've both done that ship. We've loved that ship. And
Yeah.
the value add actually just made it the best option for
Right, because right.
everybody.
I mean, look, in full disclosure, I mean, Haley is a Diamond member, almost Diamond Plus with Royal Caribbean. I am a Diamond Plus member with Royal Caribbean. We thought about doing Ovation, but she just did it. But guys, the Solstice was just a pinch more, like just a tiny bit more, and you get a drink package included, gratuities are included, and your Wi-Fi packages are included. So all in, the Solstice was actually
Cheaper.
less expensive. So super excited about it. First time to Alaska.
And
It's
we're
time for
also going to create a post cruise package because this ship leaves on a
yes,
Friday. So
yes,
we're going to create a post cruise Seattle package that is totally optional, but it's going to do like a Pike Place food market tour. It's going to include a hotel. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if you want to also do an after party with the group, that is
love
going
it.
to be an option that's on the table. Right now, you have group space for Ocean View, Veranda, and
Yep,
Aqua Class. There wasn't
correct.
group pricing on suites, but there's some pretty
Yeah,
competitive pricing at suites
the
right
current
now.
the current sale with Celebrity is pretty good, so we can always get you a suite at prevailing rates and just link it with the group. That's no problem.
Yep, absolutely. And there's going to be lots of little goodies with this. I'm super excited. We have a really nice group lineup for next year. There's probably going to be some other additions, but you have Scarlet Lady in February.
Yep,
You have Celebrity Beyond, and is that June or July?
July
July. So we have Alaska, and
and
that's
August.
Celebrity Beyond's in Europe.
Yep,
Alaska in August, and then we have a transatlantic in October. Three different cruise lines.
right. Yep,
We're
and then
giving you variety,
yeah,
trying some things. But if you are interested, make sure you ask Jason. We're going to post the group link. This is open to anybody. If you've been wanting to do Alaska with your family, bring them. This is not just,
yes,
my family's going to be joining me too. So please feel free to share this. I'm going to post a little sneak peek video that is a 2-minute Alaska video that will literally show you why you need to go cruise in Alaska. It's all scenery based. It is beautiful. December 2022, you have a group too, Jason?
yes. Celebrity Beyond
Oh, yeah.
Caribbean.
So you're doing the Beyond twice?
I mean, I'll probably do it more than twice, but two groups.
And
Yeah,
the
yeah.
transatlantic's on Odyssey?
Yeah, it leaves October 31st from Rome, FCO. October 31st, and it is a 13-night transatlantic Rome to Florida.
Yeah, so there are a lot of groups. I should probably actually make like an announcement that has all of our groups
Okay.
with
Yeah.
links. So we'll try to do that. So you guys have questions, please feel free to let us know. Invite your friends to join our group todayintravel.live. If you're going to broadcast, do hashtag todayintravel so we can share them into the group. And we will post all of these group cruises in the group.
Yeah, they're all on my website, but some on the website aren't my groups. They're like clients, like wedding. I mean, you could probably join them, but some of the groups that are listed are not necessarily like JJ Cruises. Like their group was up there. Like, so there are groups that I was servicing, but we can just post a list of just the groups that I will be attending and I'm actively promoting.
Yes, but we would all love to see you in Alaska with us. It's a new adventure. It's the last frontier, and it will be unlike any other cruise you've done. So
I'm excited, right? I mean, I've done a million Caribbean cruises. It's fun to do something
and it's
different.
Kind of nice not to sweat in the summer.
So I'm super excited. I love Solstice class. We did the Solstice from Hawaii to Vancouver.
I love the lawn club on Solstice class. You guys, like, there's a lawn on the top of the ship.
It's lovely. It's lovely.
Beautiful.
It's lovely. I love Solstice class. I mean, honest to goodness, of Celebrity 3 classes, Millennium, Solstice, and Edge, I think Solstice is my favorite class. I just love Solstice class.
So Pam is wondering, would you book an Aqua or Sky Suite on this, Jason?
Pam, with my American Express card, I get $300 onboard credit for a Sky Suite. So, I will probably be in a Sky Suite.
It's going to be in the group hunt.
Yes, it'll be in the group. So yeah, the Sky Suites are not terribly priced when you factor in the suites get the premium drinks, the faster Wi-Fi, 600 OBC, plus the Platinum Amex if you have it, plus 300 OBC. You can walk over with $900.
I think for Alaska, because Alaska can be expensive, I think this cruise is priced pretty well given all the inclusion.
It was. We looked at some like July options, and honestly, August is a nice time to go to Alaska.
I can vouch. I've now been in Alaska twice in August.
Yeah, so it's nice. So it's not like still super cold.
No,
so
beautiful.
Yeah. So if you're just joining us, guys, we just announced a group cruise, Celebrity Solstice, August 12th, 2022, out of Seattle. We will be posting all the information in the Facebook group. Well, Haley, I think that about wraps it up. I already see my email dinging about people emailing about the solstice. So I need to get I need to get to work.
All right, guys, we're gonna post those groups within the group with links. And if you have questions, feel free to email Jason or post a comment in the group.
Awesome. Well, Haley, I enjoyed it as always. We'll see you guys again here next week. Bye, guys.
All right, bye.